the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today I'm going to be reviewing a trade paperback of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I had heard of this comic back when it came out, and it originally sort of reminds me of a little song that my mom used to sing to us when we were kids. And I wanted to pick up the first issue, but I think it was one of the days that I couldn't get there on the day that, at opening, on the day that it came out, and by the time I got there the first issue was gone, so I decided to wait to get to the trade, which I picked up the other day. This is written by Patrick Horvath, I think that's how you pronounce it, and published by IDW. This is basically kind of an anthropomorphic Dexter. That's what it reminded me of. You have the main character, a female bear by the name of Samantha Strong, who is a bear. Sort of right there. And she owns a little shop in a small town, and she seems kind of just normal and just has a little shop and everybody knows her and she's just nice and yada yada yada. Small town where everybody knows each other. But then you find out that every once in a while she leaves town on a to go to the big city to pick up supplies or whatever for the store, various things. But the main thing she's doing is killing somebody. And it's just, she has two rules. One, not in her town, because it's a small town, everybody knows each other, it'll draw attention. And two, make sure there's no connection to the person she kills in the big city. You know, in the big city, people lie all the time, and doesn't even raise an eyebrow. Somebody in a small town gets murdered. It's going to draw attention. So those are her two rules. So you find all this out in the first issue. And you see her get to the big city and do the killing and all that stuff. And then she comes back, and there's a parade for the town's anniversary or something like that. And so people are making floats and all that. And during the parade, somebody gets killed, and it turns out that it's murder. And she's like, shit. So she's wanting to try and figure out who the killer is, because you can't have two sociopaths in town and have the police do an investigation and blame the wrong one, meaning her. So the next few issues, I think it is 6 issues, it doesn't say here, but I think it is 6 issues long. You see her going through the investigations of who the killer is, and two or three more people get killed during the series, while she's trying to figure out who it is that's doing the killing. And it's really a fun little story. I mean, uh, it's just kind of, it's bears and animals and dogs being humans, anthropomorphic. So it's also a kind of a, whodunit. So let me read the thing here, and it says, "Don't murder the locals. This is an adorable brown bear in a small town serial killer Samantha Collins Strong's cardinal rule. After all, there's a sea of potential victims in the big city just beyond the forest, and when you've worked as hard as Sam to build a cozy life and a thriving business in a community like Woodbrook, surrounded by friendly fellow animal folk and the aroma of cedar trees and fresh apple pies, the last thing you want to do is disturb the peace." So you can imagine Sam's outrage when one of Westbrook's own meets a grisly, mysterious demise. And you wouldn't blame her for doing anything it takes to hunt down her rival before the body count rises and Sheriff Patterson starts literally barking up the wrong tree. And the story moves along really well. There's distinct characters, and there's certain people you want to see oft. And one of them does. We have this wonderful little Miss Piggy type of character who is the town Karen, who is an interesting character, who decides to violate the curfew and go out and out on a walk, and you can kind of figure out what happens to her. But you don't. I didn't figure out who it was until they revealed who it was after the fourth issue. So you find out in like the fourth issue, and then the next, like 5 and 6 are her dealing with everything. But overall, it's a very well done story, and the art is kind of interesting. The color palette goes along with the art, and it's not my favorite kind as usual, usually, but it works with the story, and it adds to the mystique of the story. So overall, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 and just say, pick it up, because it's a good, fun story to read and worth the $17.99 that I paid for it. And it was fun. So anyway, let me know if you read it and what you thought of it. And in the comments below, like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your comics.